Hey everyone, we're here with the story-based project. We have a special person here, so I'm gonna start. If you could just introduce yourself.
I'm Jillian Hanesworth. I'm a advocate and poet in Buffalo.
Thank you for taking the time, Jillian. So, what is something that you want people to know about you?
I want people to know that everything that I do centers around serving my community. Um, I feel a very strong connection to my community and a very strong obligation to use my skills and resources to impact my community. Um, so I think knowing that about me is really important because my community and the likely outcomes of my decisions really affects who I am. It helps dictate who I am as a person. And I like it that way. I wouldn't want it any other way. Because I love these people so much. And I've been in a lot of positions in my life, especially, growing up poor on the East Side, where I really we needed our community to kind of rally around us and help us out. So now everything I do is centered around being that person for other people, whether it's through poetry or my professional life as an advocate or my community work. I It really is to uplift and strengthen and inspire sustainable community change, not just, you know, quick changes that'll make us feel good now, but things that will really help advance us as a people.
Mm, that's real. I'm wondering during this time, obviously, there's a lot going on. Um, what are some of the things that really spike up your rage and your anger, and how are you moving through that?
Yes, I've been really trying to take some time to really unpack my rage and anger. Um, I'm angry with these systems that are rooted in white supremacy that we have been fighting longer than I've even been alive. Um, and that makes me angry. It makes me angry to think that my grandparents died knowing that I still have to fight a fight that their parents and their grandparents were fighting already.
Mm,
Um, and that makes me really angry. I try to be careful about the way I present my anger. I try to present it in a way that says yes, I'm mad. I don't have to justify why I'm mad. History has already did that for me. I don't have to explain it. It is valid, period. But in all of that, there's a power in anger. There's a power in rage. So even when you look at, what's been happening in our communities this past couple of weeks, you see, you know, people burning things down and things like that. But you're looking at it, that rage got your attention the
mm,
way we haven't been able to get your attention before. And there is a power in that. So even if you don't like what's happening, you have to acknowledge the fact that this anger is a vehicle that we are really learning how to use right now. Um, so that's kind of how I'm approaching my own anger. Figure out a way to use this as a vehicle. Let this anger, if you're going to have it anyway, you might as well use it to get you from point A to point B.
yeah,
And as a community, we do need to heal. We do need to process and unpack the anger. James Baldwin said to be a Negro and to be partially conscious is to be enraged all the time. And that's how I feel. I'm just always mad.
thank you. Who do you feel especially compassionate for during this time?
I feel especially compassionate for youth. Um, unless you're Gen Z, you weren't born into this hyper awareness of what's happening in the world. Even us, I'm 27 and I didn't have a cell phone when I was 9. I couldn't go on Twitter and see, injustices happening around me. So all I had to pull from was things I've heard in my own life experiences. And yeah, I did experience racism and discrimination growing up, especially in a city like Buffalo that is extremely segregated, as soon as you venture outside of your own community, you don't know what you're about to face. Um, but kids now, especially like teenagers, 14, 15, it's like they are being bombarded with the injustices and things that they feel like they can't escape from. You know, I feel like a lot of kids are like, okay, well, if this is how the world is, then I just have to learn how to navigate it. And I want them to know you don't have to learn how to navigate it. You can change it. You can refuse to navigate it. We're not going to keep navigating it. So I really feel compassionate for youth. And then I also feel compassionate for older people, especially older Black people who have kind of come to terms with the way the world is, because I feel like they haven't always been given the chance to reimagine the world. And now when we say things like defund the police or abolish the police or restructure the police or anything like that, they're like, hold on, what do you mean defund the police?
Yeah.
No, like we need the police because these ideas and these structures and these concepts have been a part of who they are and everything that they have experienced. So I feel really compassionate about toward our older generations, and I definitely want them to know that it's never too late to reimagine the way this world is going to work.